The following is an Outdoor Channel original production.
This episode of Dropped is presented by Winchester, the American legend, celebrating 150 years of legendary excellence. Hunters have always been the first to venture into the wilderness. Whether driven by necessity or a thirst for adventure, it is hunters who dare to go where most others won't. Brothers Chris and Casey Kiefer represent the modern-day hunter. For most of their lives, the Kiefer brothers have tested their skills as survivors in some of the world's most dangerous and unpredictable landscapes. Dropped with only a sidearm for protection and the clothes on their backs, together they will spend the next month scratching and clawing their way over 100 river miles through a land ruled by predators. In a race against time, supply-yielding caches will be placed by the producers throughout their journey. To acquire them, the brothers must beat the clock, as Mother Nature threatens to choke the North with ice and snow. For the first time, the Kiefer brothers will find out what it's like to be cast into the wild with virtually nothing. This is Dropped. Summer has officially left the Brooks Range. The arrival of autumn triggers a drastic change in the behavior of many of the range's yearly residents. Bears begin to eat around the clock, building a thick layer of fat to survive on during hibernation. Moose, who are typically solitary animals, actively seek a mate as they come into rut. Beavers cut trees to build and stock their lodges with food. Last night's plummeting temperature was just a precursor of the winter that is to come, a warning that must be taken seriously. As the Kiefer brothers awaken to tackle the first leg of their journey, they are greeted by an icy morning. Their first cache yielded basic transportation, a way to catch food, and the ability to make fire. With no protection from the freezing temperatures, the brothers endured their first night with little rest.
That was one of the coldest nights I've ever spent, period. That sun feels like a sauna right now. We gotta get out of this high country.
Miles of unknown terrain stand between the brothers and their next cache of valuable equipment.
We gotta make it 8 miles, but I don't know that we'll be able to make it 8 miles. I have no idea what's in store on this river. We don't know if it's skinny and shallow, lots of boulders or what, but usually up high like this, these rivers can present quite a challenge. Oh, that's cold.
With no prior knowledge of the river's channel or flow and a lack of oars, the brothers will push off from a small outlet slough. River levels fluctuate drastically in Alaska, even drying up or going underground at times. In the likely event of shallow water, the brothers will be forced to carry their equipment over rocky ground, which will slow their pace.
Anytime you wake up with ice on your face, it's not good.
With no shelter to protect themselves or their gear, last night's drop in temperature has created some unexpected problems.
Oh, man. It definitely dropped down into the 20s last night for sure. They're just frozen. Everything up here is frozen solid. Look at this is gonna be a task.
When the temperature drops below 32 degrees, water vapor in the air transforms from a gas to liquid and then to a solid. Anything exposed to the open air will form a thin sheet of ice that exhibits a repeating pattern at every scale. This is known as frost. Water seeps into voids found in fibers and equipment, which can solidify into ice. This ice expands and attracts water from adjacent voids, which then freezes upon contact. Crystals continue to grow and join, creating an ice lens that degrades elasticity and erodes materials. Long-term exposure to the elements can potentially render the Kiefer brothers' limited equipment unusable.
Okay, next time, just at least figure out where the sun hits first. Set those in the sun, not underneath. I mean, I can't even get the boots tight. I know. Well, the faster we get moving, the faster it'll start to come back around. Tie this stuff up and we'll have to carry it. The thing is, we don't have much to carry.
The body's natural way to combat a dangerously low core temperature comes in the form of shivering. The body contracts and relaxes muscles erratically in an effort to heat itself back to temperature, burning precious calories in the process. For the brothers, the fastest way to get warm is to get moving.
Go this way. The faster we get moving, the faster my blood gets flowing. Frozen solid, man.
The main means of transportation now sits in front of the Kiefer brothers as a frozen chunk of backwater slew.
I think we're just gonna end up having to carry the raft, what it seems like. Really looking forward to this.
The sharp edges created by fracturing ice can easily slice through waders and tear holes in a raft, two risks that aren't worth taking. For the brothers to make progress, they must find moving water.
That's a good way to start the day.
Sweating now.
Okay, here's the mouth of the river right here.
Yeah, go right down the cut.
Oh, brutal.
Creeks of the North Country provide a useful highway for traveling, but a lack of oars means the brothers will have to continuously exert themselves if they want to beat an Alaskan harsh winter. This high in the tundra, endless changes of depth, direction, and water flow means a constant battle to keep the pace.
It's a little deep right here.
The brothers have managed to find a channel that holds enough water to float, a rarity of the high Arctic rivers of the region.
Now all we gotta do is find the next cache. Let's hit it. Yeah. Shallow again. I'm just gonna go straight over the point.
Repeatedly dragging a raft over sharp rocks on the creek bed can quickly destroy its hull.
A little bit more.
Rather than risk damaging the raft, the brothers choose to portage.
There we go. All right, let's get her flipped. Yep. Ready? 2, 3.
Ready?
Yep.
The added weight of the raft on their backs and the constant mental focus needed to pick through the maze of tussock grass consumes their limited energy.
Watch your ankles.
Oftentimes in the far reaches of the north, the fastest way around a stretch of shallow water in a river, known as a rock garden, is portaging. Portaging requires carrying the raft and all its contents out and around obstacles. Some portages may span several miles. While portaging usually saves time and provides a safer route around the river, it often comes at the expense of carrying dead weight over tough terrain.
Yikes. Yatta. I'm over this tussock. It's ridiculous. I feel like every step I'm gonna snap an ankle, and I got glass ankles as it is.
I know.
This is ridiculous, right?
Adapting to this harsh environment is proving tiresome for the Kiefer brothers.
Hopefully we don't have to portage much more. I mean, if we stick to following just this brushy stuff that's on the side of the creek, at least find good flow. I mean,
This is cutting off a ton of time, so if we can just get right to there.
it just amazes me how caribou and they just move through this stuff like it's nothing.
Oh, they run through it.
Traversing the tundra with ease is not the only adaptation that has been essential to the survival of caribou in the north. Their split hooves have 4 toes. 2 are broad and crescent-shaped, making it easier to swim and travel in the snow. Their outer coat is made of hair that is hollow, keeping them buoyant and trapping heat close to their bodies. Their noses have a special chamber for holding in heat and moisture. This pocket is designed to warm cold air before it enters the lungs. They can even lower the rate at which their body burns calories. This allows them to survive on the sparse vegetation found in the open tundra during the long winters of the north.
Way more water.
It's a little steep, don't you think?
Tell you what, I'm not walking any further, so she's going in somehow.
The river's current has increased to desirable levels for floating, but in order to reach it, the brothers must make their way down a steep bank. Falling in the frigid waters could lead to hypothermia within a matter of minutes.
I'm gonna let it turn us and then I'm coming. You ready?
Yep, go.
The brothers' decision to portage has paid off. They have finally reached a channel that's suitable for floating. The Kiefer brothers still have 4 of 8 river miles left to reach the next cache. Today's pace has been continuously slowed by shallow water, and there's only so much daylight the brothers can spend on travel alone. Without oars, Chris and Casey are at the mercy of the river's flow. They must use their hands and feet to prevent the raft from slamming into the riverbank. Each bend in the river risks an injury or puncturing the raft, which could leave them stranded.
This is way easier, man. Headwinds are brutal with no oars.
Lacking oars from their first cache not only slows their pace in the face of a stiff wind, it also means they'll be forced to pinball their way downriver.
Sooner than later, we're gonna have to find some trees.
With no trees in sight, the brothers may face another night of freezing temperatures without the warmth of a fire. With daylight fading and only half the distance to their next cache behind them, the Kiefer brothers have stopped to evaluate an area for making camp.
There's a grayling right there.
Oh, you got some grayling rising? Well, that just solidifies it for sure.
Past experience has taught the brothers to consider only what's directly in front of them when making any type of decision.
We got driftwood, deadwood. This is the first time we've even seen trees. Yeah.
Well, you want to stay here?
Yeah, I want to stay here. Got absolutely everything we need.
We're not going to do the what's around the next bend game?
No, I'm not doing what's around the next bend.
Deadwood for fire and actively feeding fish make this a prime location for the brothers to camp.
I'd rather man a fire all night and just kind of...
All right, I'll go to work getting this rod together. And
the ability to divide and conquer in any survival situation is crucial to success. As Chris searches for reliable wood, Casey sets out to land the trip's first meal.
We got kind of a classic fishing river with riffle-run-pool, riffle-run-pool. And what happens is when you get to those pools and you find those fish, you're gonna have a fish right at the bottom at the tail, you're gonna have a fish all the way at the top, and then you're gonna get some fish that hold throughout the middle. But what I like to do is I like to start at the very bottom, and I'll start down here at this tail.
A good fisherman focuses on keeping the area being fished in a calm and natural state.
That way I can control them and keep them away to keep all the water up above me clean.
A hooked fish swimming wildly throughout the pool will spook others, and the chances of landing a second decreases. Catching a meal with basic equipment is only half the battle. Cooking one has its own fair share of difficulties. Chris must find dead wood if he hopes to build a fire.
All dead.
Live wood contains significant amounts of water, making it almost impossible to burn. Forearm-thick willow or spruce makes perfect fuel, and oftentimes rests on the edges of gravel
I
bars.
need a pole like this right here. This is dead.
Finding a limb this tall in the tundra is rare. Utilizing it as a push pole provides safer travel, but sacrifices hours of warmth around a
I
fire.
need to find two of them. And if not, Casey doesn't get one. Probably make him pretty mad, but at least I got one. This is gonna be nice.
Yeah, I'm gonna dig through this fly box because I don't even really know what's in there.
Over 2,000 species of insects can be found in the Alaskan tundra. Mayflies, stoneflies, and caddisflies make up the primary diet of the various fish that call these Arctic rivers home. A fly fisherman uses imitations of these insects to pique the interest of a hungry fish. Where the insects are found in the water column is an important aspect of which type of imitation fly to use. The cache's limited selection of flies means Casey must be constantly aware of insect patterns, seasonal changes, and river conditions if he hopes to catch any supper.
Got a few mayfly imitations, which is probably what I'm gonna start with because basically a mayfly is big and slow. A caddis is fast and it skates across the water quickly and they have to work hard to get it. Mayflies, they don't have to work hard to get. I did see mayflies in the air while we were floating today, so I know they're up here. I didn't get a good look at what color they were, but hopefully I can catch some supper tonight.
Mayflies are well known to fly fishermen. These aquatic insects lay their eggs on water, which settle to the bottom or adhere to a submerged object where they incubate. After roughly 2 weeks, the eggs hatch into their nymphal form. They can spend much of the year in this stage feeding off algae found on the riverbed. When ready, they rise to the surface and molt their exoskeleton to take flight. Once airborne, the adult mayfly may have at best 2 days to find a mate and lay eggs before its short life is over.
There's at least 4 to 6 good fish up this edge right here. Kind of watching this seam and this bubble line. This is where the fish are all lined up at. And pretty much that seam, that bubble line, exactly where that is where the food travels. Generally what a fish does is he lays on the surface, and as the bug comes to him, he follows it, and then he hits it, and then he goes back and lays down.
Seeing a fish rise to the surface to feed allows Casey to predict where it may be laying on the riverbed.
Well, I got one right here that's about 10 feet in front of me. See if we can't make it happen.
When fly fishing, the concept is to use the weight of the line to load and then unload energy from the rod back to the line. The most common cast is the overhead cast, where the angler whisks the fly into the air, back over the shoulder until the line is nearly straight, then forward, placing the weightless fly perfectly on the surface. There are a great number of special casts meant to evade problems like trees behind the angler, a difficult sport that takes touch and patience. The brothers have reached a pivotal point in the journey as Casey lands their first meal.
Hey, Chris, Grayling, buddy.
You did get one?
Yep. You know what I do with the first fish though, right?
Don't let him go.
That's how I roll, man.
No, you're not doing it.
First grayling of the trip.
Look at that. He's right in the belly. Food, right there.
Food that goes back in the water.
Why do you do that?
'Cause I always let the first one go, man. If I give back, hopefully they give back to me.
Casey's time-honored tradition flares Chris's nerves.
Give back. What are they going to give to you?
Don't you worry
They
about
got
the
nothing
fish.
to give you. Food is what they give you. That's why you catch them.
He's gonna go tell all his little buddies out there.
Yeah, well, you can tell all his little buddies to catch onto your little line there, because you let another one go.
Letting the first meal of the trip swim back into the water is a bold move. What was a sure source of protein
if my
is
theory
gone within
proves right.
seconds.
I don't understand what they can give back to you. They're giving you food. That's the whole point of a fish, is it gives you food, gives you protein, and you let it go. That's great. That's sweet. Good. Well, I get the first one then. If he's small, I get him.
Oh, come on. Why is this fish not rising?
Having stopped for the night on their quest for the next cache, Chris's temper is flared after Casey's superstition let the first solid meal slip back into the water. He's been nervously searching for another fish ever since.
Hey, Chris,
What?
told you don't worry about it.
You better caught a second one. Your fish gives back. Well, that one's given right here, so don't be throwing the second one away. That's a beautiful fish, though. What are they sucking? Dry flies?
I just threw a mayfly on. I saw those mayflies when we were floating and figured, give it a whirl. Big and slow, they'll eat them.
Boy, you're lucky they took a second one.
Yeah? Good.
Yeah, don't even think about it.
How's the fire going?
I got enough kindling, got enough stuff going right now, we're dialed. And I found two old willows. We can use them for poles. We just gotta kind of whittle them down a little bit, but no more ping pong, and we can use them, so.
That's better than nothing.
Now I'm just gonna dig out a little pit and try to get that flint going.
Okay. Well, I'll try and pick one, at least one more off here.
All right.
See how we do.
Casey's persistence has paid off, but they still have to cook the fish. It takes time to build a proper fire, something the brothers are losing every second as the sun dips toward the horizon.
So we'll see what we can do here. Casey's catching some fish, so hopefully he got another one for himself. All right. Well, we got this tinder and flint in the cache. I'm gonna see if we can't get a fire going with it. Key is I'm gonna start extremely small, see if I can build it. It's just a matter of building a little bit of a nest.
An experienced hand of a bush-savvy hunter makes the process look easy. Chris and Casey have spent countless days honing their skill set, an ability they must always keep sharp or risk facing more cold nights.
Oh yeah, we got fire.
All survival situations call for compromise. While tonight's camp lacks shelter, it does offer food, water, and a solid source of fuel for fire.
Heat, like literal heat.
So we can cook food when we find it, like the Grayling Casey's catching. Those are two things that we need after a long day of rowing like that, and we got them both. This is now my favorite camp.
Fire tonight means food and heat throughout the long, cold night, an essential element that will replenish the brothers' energy for the next day's journey.
You know, Grayling, they don't have a pile of meat on them. They got a lot of bones, but when you're out here in the middle of nowhere and you don't have anything, they sure as hell do the trick.
Known as the Lady of the Stream, the Arctic grayling is symbolic of the clear, cold streams of the northern wilderness. A relative of the salmon, it can live up to 32 years. These voracious feeders can grow up to 24 inches and 5 pounds. Casey's catch is a far cry from these numbers, but any amount will do after 2 days on an empty stomach. Fish as a food source provides a high-protein, low-fat content that will sustain them, but only temporarily. The intense workload of surviving in the wilderness demands a high-fat diet that the brothers can only attain from red meat, something they can only dream about tonight.
How's that feel?
Oh, warm in my hands, everything. I mean, it's absolutely
I
glorious.
need to warm my hands back.
Well,
Prolonged exposure to cold water has sent Casey's body into survival mode. His brain is forcing the blood vessels in his extremities to constrict in order to redirect the warm blood to the body's internal organs. This process protects his core temperature, but it also results in frigid fingers and toes.
That water's gotta be 38 degrees, 40 degrees.
yeah,
Something like that. This is a good little spot.
This is a phenomenal spot. I mean, it literally has everything we've been looking for.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what? This is 6 trees, but I feel like we're
Six more than we've
we're
seen
gonna
in a
run
while.
more and more into that all the way down.
I mean, the further down we get, the more rivers are starting to flow in, the more drainages and creeks.
Camping here for the evening allows the brothers to rest, but it also means they will only have 4 hours of daylight tomorrow to reach their second cache.
Try to get up and get out in the morning, don't you think?
Oh yeah, but I'm not sleeping more than 4 foot away from this. I'll just get a pile of wood and we just sleep right here.
It's amazing what a fire will do for somebody out here. I mean, it totally just brings back everything that you missed.
Just having that heat is awesome because when the sky was open, it was cold. It was really, really cold.
Casey pulling out a couple grayling was awesome.
Keep eating fish and picking our way along this river. I'm not really worried about the food thing, but oars. I mean, I never thought it would be that hard to row down a river without oars.
It's proven to be pretty difficult thus far, but now that we have some push poles, we're able to kind of bounce around a little better.
You know, you never know what's around the next bend, and that's part of what drives me, I think, when I'm out here.
We haven't hit tree line yet, so I feel like we're gonna run into a lot more animals down there.